Welcome to the world of Throne and Liberty by the creators of TL Heroes and produced by Amazon. It is a free to play MMO, and I've got to say, I have played hours of Throne and Liberty as of recording, and now it's time for my honest review. From stunning countrysides, desolate deserts, and battlegrounds, Throne and Liberty certainly is beautiful. The gameplay that you see now is from early game content. So levels 1 through to 20, I believe, are in this. And it will give you the best look at gameplay and the feel of the world. There are no classes as such in Throne and Liberty, but you do have a freedom of choice in your weapons. For instance, I use daggers and a longbow, so I have a fast, close range weapon that can start engagements from afar. Through using these weapons, you level up your skills. So there are no set classes like a tank, support, DPS, assassin, and the like. It's purely up to you and what you feel best using. Now, as you can see, combat. Combat of Throne and Liberty is surprisingly very fluid and smooth, and it can look amazing. You do feel very powerful when you do use your skills, and it really works in its favor. It will keep you engaged. The combat never feels boring, so you can just wail into your enemies. And if you got the perfect combination, you just wipe the floor. Absolutely desolate all enemies that are in your way. For instance, you see me here taking on some goblins, and with my daggers, I will poison them, and then I will use high damage attacks. And then I will, if I'm feeling up to it, I'll even go for some very quick longbow attacks as well to whittle down their health. Now, you will see also during the gameplay in combat that you will see a purple circle appear on the enemy. That is your time to block. Now, if you get a perfect parry, you can in fact do a counter attack. For me, my counter attack is I poison everything around me. So it's not a powerful counter attack, but it's enough if you're surrounded. You can start whittling down everyone's health around you if you are surrounded. And that's just daggers. Every weapon has its own counter attack move, if depending on the weapon you have equipped. And you can swap between them. Even on the right side of my skills, if I want to. I personally didn't really do that as much because I could use my longbow skills to attack them, bring them close, and then I can use my daggers. It is purely up to you on how you want to engage, but it is a lot of fun. Now, I did play on Xbox Series X. My partner was playing on the PS5, so we are mainly console, and there have been some stutterings during combat. I will not lie. When there are a lot of enemies on the screen or a lot of people, other players on the screens, you will see some frame rate drops. Now, this was pretty early on when it first opened up, so I can understand that the servers were most likely getting overloaded. But I feel like it should be okay now. It has been out for almost a week, if not a week, and it has calmed down a lot since then. So definitely give it a shot. I feel like it is a lot more stable than it was. But I have also played it on the PC. Now, on the PC, it runs fine. It's exactly what you would expect. All the controls are what you would expect from an MMO on PC. So that is why I am mainly focusing on the console version of Throne and Liberty, because I feel when it comes to MMOs and PC, they're a dime a dozen. And I'm going to be honest, on PC, I feel like this doesn't really stick out as well as other MMOs. For instance, if you have a PC, you could just go play WoW, pretty much the same experience as you would in this. So I'm only focusing on the console release of Throne and Liberty. Now let's move on to the UI, the user interface of Throne and Liberty. For the most part, it's somewhat clean. You have all the standard menus on console. Navigating through it all can feel clunky. And in the beginning, it just infuriated me. For a tip for the console players out there, just use your D-pad to navigate through it all and save yourself a headache. If you find yourself in a real bind, you can hold down your left thumbstick to use a cursor. Now, I would prefer if they just released a cursor full stop and not have that choice, because I'm going to be honest, it doesn't make it any quicker, and you're going to save yourself a big headache. Again, PC side, you have a mouse, you have your cursor, and I can tell you it's a lot easier navigating the menus with a mouse. Again, another reason why I'm just focusing on the console release. As far as quests go, they are very entertaining. The main quests, which are in purple, they are very entertaining. For instance, in this quest that you see right now, I am a goblin dancing, and I have to dance to infiltrate and find out what they're planning. How do I do that? Well, what else but a dance off, apparently. So yeah, it is very entertaining. It did catch me off guard, and I'm like, why am I goblin dancing around a fire, and why do I like this? There are many quests that you will come across where you are thinking, okay, no, this is just straight funny. That I have no quarrel with things being entertaining with the main quests at all. And I sank so many hours into this. Not even meaning to, just happened. I would start, my daughter would go off to nursery, and then me and my partner would just start playing. And before we know it, we're like, oh, we need to go pick her up now. That, and that's, I feel, is such a great thing for a game to do to you. Because although you yourself think I've only been on for a couple of hours, it's in fact been about 7 hours, and you have done absolutely nothing all day. So, main quests are fantastic, brilliant, up to a certain point. And when you hit that point, you need to level up. You need to go usually just by 2 levels, level up 2 levels to continue the adventure. And this is where it can get into a bit of a grind, because in the later stages, it takes a while to level up, as you would expect. And the contracts that you can do, which you'll find a contract merchant in any settlement, and it is just the same thing over and over again. It really ruined the experience for me. I'm not gonna lie, absolutely ruined it. So I would do contracts. My tip for you: do contracts, but also do the exploration tasks as well. And you get them from the very get go. Once you reach the main island, the main world, after the tutorial, you you get these exploration quests, and they do give you your standard rewards. So highly recommend doing that as well as contracts, but I wouldn't focus on one or the other. I would say do a couple of contracts, do a couple of exploration quests, and then go back to the contracts, because otherwise it just becomes very monotonous, and it will just ruin your experience for you, and you will just lose that, you'll lose the will just to continue on and really push through it. Now, as I was saying with quests, purple quests are your main quests, but you do have side quests, and your side quests are more of the blue the blue icon. It's like a purpley blue. Lilac, perhaps? Not important. Those are your side quests that kind of work as, I would say, more of an epilogue to your main quests. After each main quest objective, you'll have like an epilogue side quest that you can do. It really does give you a sense of closure, especially when you get really invested into a main quest. You finish it and you're like, oh, that was awesome. Then you get a side quest where it's, hey, you need to, when you go over here, speak to this person, and you can maybe hand something to them, or you talk to them for added rewards, and they just give you some nice sort of a nice wrap up of the quest. The yellow icon, which is shaped like a hexagon, those are your contracts. Told you about them. You can only carry up to 5 per time. And you do have contract rights as well, that once you've run out of those contract rights, you have to wait 18 hours for it to renew, and then you can continue. So that is why I was saying about not relying on the contracts. You just be waiting ages. So make sure you do spread them out. Now, green is if you join a guild or if you started a guild, you do have guild quests. Now, I would highly recommend definitely either joining a guild that is leveling up quickly, or if you do start a guild, then make sure you do level up your guild, because you do get some fantastic perks when you level up a guild. And it's not just, oh, I've joined a guild, do some quests, it's leveling up. You can donate to the guild as well, which you can unlock skills for guild members, whether it be added XP, added health, you name it, it's on there. Highly recommend upgrading a guild or joining a high level guild. So, in summary, for quests, once you're done with the main quests and you have to level up, do other quests, but don't go contracts. All right, that's contracts. I'm moving on to the exploration. Right, that's that done. Moving on to the guild. No, make sure you go couple of quests, couple of contracts, and then a couple of guild, and then repeat. I'll do a couple of exploration quests, a couple of contracts, a couple of guilds. Really space that out, and it will make your time so much better with it overall. Now, in total, what I will say is it's an okay game. I'm gonna just the TLDR version, the too long didn't read version of this, is sure, go ahead and play it. It is definitely a time sink and passes the time quickly. It is very fun and engaging, while at times the grind really drags. And that is why I'm saying spread them out. As of now, I'm going to give it a solid 7 out of 10. But this is a game that should be on your list. I'm very excited about the future of this. And personally, I feel like you should too, because it has a lot of potential, and they can obviously add more weapons, add more skills. There are so many things that they could add in future that will improve the quality of life. So I very much do want to revisit this when I can. Later on, maybe 6 months, maybe even in a year down the line, I definitely want to revisit, and I'll probably do a 6 month review or even a 12-month review after launch, and maybe we'll see some improvement. Maybe they just won't touch it, and if they don't touch it, then I'll keep the score the same. I won't take any away from it, but if they do, that score could very well go up. So honestly, yeah, play it. It is fun. It is a great time sink, but keep an open mind and really space everything out. Don't be in a rush to do everything all at once. So that is my honest review. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more, because I very well do have some more reviews planned. I do also stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/George the Fat Man, and I'll hopefully see you there, because that is where I record all of my gameplay. So that is raw. It's raw gameplay as you can possibly get. So hopefully I'll see you guys next time.